Welcome back to SideQuest, everybody. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good.
It's alright.
I don't know about you guys, actually. I'm feeling great.
This motherfucker.
Heavy.
This one over
I got to
here. These
Ranger.
two over here.
I got to Ranger.
I'm feeling great, but that was heavy.
Yeah.
So, episodes 9 and 10. This was our little vampire story arc. I personally thought it was going to go down a lot differently than it did.
Ooh, do you tell?
Well, mainly I wasn't expecting Sheila to die.
What did she roll? What caused that to fucking happen?
With the vampire ritual, if we want to get into technicality of it, there's a 20% chance that it doesn't take. So I was rolling a D100 every round of her turn. She had to roll. So it was a D6 roll. On a 4 through 6, it worked. It went according to plan. On a 1 through 3, it failed and she took some damage. 4d8 worth. So the first two rolls, she got like a 4 and a 5, so it was going fine as expected. The third roll, so this had to succeed 4 times. The third roll, she took, I think, like 5 damage, so very little. And then the fourth roll, she took almost max damage. And that's what killed her. Thus causing it to fail. And
What was the damage amount?
4d8.
Damn, she was pretty low HP.
Yeah, she was. So the reason I brought Donovan in was for 2 reasons. First, to give that little bit of exposition of vampires can only be killed by cutting off their head. And also to show the danger of this ritual taking place. Because that was just a normal vampire. He wasn't an alpha.
So he just got attracted by the ritual.
He was tracking Sheila.
Okay.
Basically to finish the job. Because
Right.
he killed her once, she came back, he wants her dead.
Well, we don't know why he wants her dead, though, right? Because it would seem like if he's like a vampire and he turns someone, he would want to keep them around to create
Simon
his little...
knows.
Yeah.
And he didn't turn Sheila into a vampire.
She survived. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because you buried all of them. But don't you have to bury, like, the lore goes like you normally bury, like, and the vampires crawl out of...
So normally when a vampire drinks your blood and you die in some way, if you get buried in the next 24 hours, you turn into a vampire.
Not in my world, though. That's slightly different. So how that worked with Sheila is a mystery.
100%. Don't know what's going on. And Simon's world is just spinning with the discovery of someone very important to him, and his new loyalties. And in this case of this kid is REITHA trusts Simon. She puts her faith in Simon, and now he has to do stuff that he wouldn't normally do, like kidnap children. Perform a more or less a culty like ritual. That's not stuff he would do. He just steals shit. So, but because she showed up in the picture, Sheila, Simon's just there's just it's the case of a man holding on to the last lifeline before getting drowned again. And he was going for it. Again, he was fighting against his morals the entire way. Like, this is wrong, this is not correct. We should do this in a different way, a different light. This sounds unsafe. Like, but again, his mind was full on she's here, she's alive in a sense.
And she's your leader and mentor. There's a power imbalance there.
Yeah. Like in a sense, Simon, even though for his age, he just regressed back to a kid.
Yeah.
He legitimately regressed for.
Especially
for
considering you saw her be murdered the first time.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Damn.
Yeah. And on top of that, the person that killed them was the one you were fighting. So
he had.
There's that too.
Yeah, he went straight for he wanted to kill this guy again. Like he wanted to make sure he was going to get killed. He had plans. He was going to legitimately sit with the body, set it on fire, sit until the sun comes up, and then, ba-boom. He'll find a way to make sure this guy stays dead. His mentor will be, an ideal scenario would more or less be back around, have family back again, and again, like something would have been different. Finally, something good, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, the way it went down was honestly the least likely thing to happen.
I did find it very funny that Simon. This is like a morbid funny that Simon's entire fighting style went out the window, and it's just full on berserker. I must stab it until it stops moving, and then stab it some more to make sure it stays dead.
Yeah.
While he normally tries to use the environment, use every little dirty trick he could find a way to just maneuver against let's be honest, a vampire versus a human. That just doesn't sound like a fair fight. And he's just like, all right, I gotta he just straight on forgot all of his lessons and just went for the kill. And he got the pay for it because Sheila turned into a slushy.
And then of course there's before all of that happened, Gil following you. Gil got that little note.
What was the other one? What did it say again?
You have allies high and low. It said they roam to and fro, alone head west towards hills of green. It's there your allies rest unseen. So, and he doesn't recognize the writing. It's not signatured. It's not signed by anyone, so he has no idea who it's from.
I have theories.
I mean, I think the rhyme scheme is pretty
obvious.
It's the bard.
Yeah.
Tell.
It's a fucking...
Could be.
Yeah, it could be the bard. But,
I will say this, though. The note was interesting. My note, I gave it to the last one in the table. It was either going to be you or Gil. It didn't matter who. Just someone had to, stay behind.
Yeah, it made sense that it was Gil who followed.
Gil made sense because, a ranger in his element, literally.
Yeah.
And for you, I felt like you deserve to know just because your sibling you just discovered, regardless of your beef of what's going on right now, may be in danger. And you're like, I don't know if that's fine or not. Or at least I'm assuming that's your response to that. For all I know, you can say, yes, power play.
No, I mean, if you had come to her in that moment and asked her, she would have wanted to help him. She would have wanted to save him. He is her, even though she has beef with her parents, I suppose, for being so weirdly formal and not talking to her. She's not going to take that out on a kid. Especially someone who is family, supposedly. Even though she's having trouble with it in her, emotionally, she can't deny, the test results. So, she would have come.
That's the biologist.
Yeah, that's probably me. Yeah, that's just me.
You were 100%, that's not true! It's impossible! You, logically, it makes sense.
Yeah, but even so, REITHA's moral nature would still be oh, I gotta help this person, Yeah. Whether it's family or not, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
So regarding family, what do you think is Lillian and Reggie's relation?
To REITHA's family?
Well, I feel like
I thought we talked about this last side quest. Like relation. There has to be like cousins twice removed or something.
if it's like direct relation, it could be like she was maybe Catherine's mother.
That doesn't make sense. Lillian doesn't have.
I mean, technically, it does make a little sense.
She was in her early 20s when she went into the maze and was there for 30 years.
Yeah, but isn't Catherine also in her 30? Or like, isn't Catherine like in her 40s or something?
No, I think she's younger.
Hmm.
She has a young.
Catherine is 30.
Yeah, that makes sense. The math is mathing.
So
more spider webs appear, more red threads appear on the board.
They could legitimately be your distant, not distant, just your cousins.
That could be your grandma.
Yeah, she could be my grandma.
Yeah.
Mima.
Oh no.
I think I don't think
that felt so white to say.
I don't think direct relations. I would say of a. The mother is from the family of Lillian's and Reggie's family, but I don't think they're like mother and daughter. I would say it could be cousins, because there's also an uncle that we haven't.
Yeah, but we know that Reggie and Lillian have an uncle who hated them, and we know that Catherine was married off arranged marriage as soon as possible, and that they found love in their relationship later.
Yep. So it could be the uncle's
daughter. It could
daughter.
be that the uncle. It could be, or she could have been taken as the last living relative from this family to the uncle.
Yeah. So, Catherine's mother left, and then she was given to her uncle Brom. To be raised until she was old enough to marry.
Do we ever get the uncle's name?
Brom.
Or her great uncle.
Was it Brom? Was that the uncle's name of Lillian?
It was. Yeah.
I think that's their relation.
So to clear up the family tree, you have Lillian Gallinor married Julian Standish. They had a daughter, Catherine. Lillian left to go to her family while Catherine was sick, so she couldn't travel with her. Lillian got to her family home and was then trapped in the maze for 30 years. Catherine was raised by Brom and then married to...
And we still don't know how they got trapped in there. We still don't know what happened. There's so many unanswered questions.
You do not?
Yeah, well, we kind of left the manor as soon as possible.
Yes. And Eleanor is Catherine's daughter, which is REITHA.
So that's your grandmommy.
Oh my god. That's so weird. My best friend right now, like kid age-wise, is my grand uncle?
Man.
Like great uncle?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Man.
Do you want some chocolate, REITHA? You want some...
Think about it. Your middle school bestie turns out to be your uncle.
Like
it's 16 again, all over again, guys.
Oh, no.
17 again. That's the movie you're thinking about.
Except she's 12.
Well, no, it would be Reggie who would be Zac Efron in that scenario.
No.
He's 13, yeah, he's 13.
It's Groundhog's Day, there we go. No, that's reliving the same day already.
So moving into episode 10.
Yeah.
So we had that little bit of a start with REITHA having
another dream.
That dream or vision.
She should have a dream journal by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she has one. What are you fucking talking about? This girl has been getting divine messages since she was
is it really
even babyer of a baby.
Divine, or is it just you go? Are you sleeping off your bed?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you just sleeping off your Your withdrawals.
Whatever.
See, throwing that little wrench in the plans makes this really confusing. You don't know what's real and what's
Because
not.
I think one is the future and one is the past. I think with Aranmir, who is a character from my backstory, it's basically trying to, I feel like the dream is trying to lead me to him. And the dream with Father, another character in the backstory, I don't know what I feel about that. I feel like that has something about that signals me both to some connection to maybe Simon and Gil.
Yeah.
Yes. The ritual makes me think to whatever the recent events that happened. Very much so. But the conversation with the guy, something about what was written in the diary that Gil has, I remember some information in there. I'll have to look back. I'll definitely go into red string mode after we stop recording. But I'm gonna read through all those entries.
You're the child.
No, it's you, Gil.
No. Huh?
It's you, Billy.
You're the child. The ritual, the visions. Makes sense.
I think I'm meant to help you usher in a new age, not necessarily be the herald of it.
Huh.
But maybe I'm thinking too highly of our characters and we're merely a cog in the system.
That's
wow.
See? You need to get to my level.
But that's
we're just
now
cogs.
That's the me. That's the Shivani depressing brain thinking.
That's Gil.
Whoa.
That's where I'm at.
All right.
Gil is living in late stage capitalism.
Gil is like, I'm not the main character.
Opposite of main character energy.
I am just the supporting cast you get in like twice a season.
Yeah.
They get their own spin-off show.
Yeah.
All right. So what were your thoughts on being woken up with Grayson having his hand over?
Bro, fucking terrifying. For a moment, I thought he was gonna kill me, and I was about to shoot him with a guiding bolt. But then he like cast like he was holding his finger up to his lips and like cast something, and I immediately was like, fuck, we gotta hide. And I immediately spent all of my channel divinities.
Listen,
I'm so mad.
I don't know what you're complaining about. That's a resource that comes back very easily. It's just, honestly, it's what you did after that made the scenario 10 times worse.
With what?
Anti-magic zone.
But
I feel like it saved Lillian's life, dude.
No, maybe.
Why couldn't you make like an anti-vampire field?
I mean, they do. She technically does have that, except
I did, but I burned it all on hiding.
The chance of you rolling that
1 in 100.
I definitely did bad math as a player, but I think I was
2 in
deeply thinking as REITHA.
Yeah,
like I was deeply like panicked. And I was like, as REITHA, I have no idea that there's a fucking vampire outside massacring everybody. So I used it to hide us and try to get out of here.
It's a smart thing to do. Till it did it.
There's so many different things.
There's a million different things, and that is the beauty of D&D.
It turned from I cast spell to we are now doing a simulation of that one game. What was it called again?
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight.
It just became that for a second.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I'm surprised I got out of there with no damage whatsoever. I really thought that Vampire was gonna go for my throat.
I don't think so because that's a little further in. But the vamp did say something about like how your like that, and also your brother had like an idea what you were already. So that's.
Or no, he didn't. He said, I think I see more of you than what your brother
which
thought
that
of
implies
you.
he did have an idea what you were. So we don't.
Yeah. I mean, I did cast a fucking anti-magic field. And rolled 100 on a D100.
You just have to do it the other way around when you summon your patron.
What is the likelihood of that?
It's a 100.
It's a 1 in 1.
I know.
I mean,
it was a rhetorical fucking question, y'all.
Like 1 in 20. It's the same result.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that. It was a rhetorical question.
Oh my god.
I can do math.
We lost Shivani.
She just peeked on the mic for us, everybody.
Discord just cuts you off.
That's a full everyone. We made it. We did.
Yeah, but speaking of stuff that I had to hold in while we were recording the actual episode, and like do stuff on the fly. The thing that I noticed, the heated conversation between Gil and Simon. I know it was very, very dark, but all I could think is if we ever reach a level of popularity where the internet goes insane, y'all are gonna be
funny?
I hope you know that.
You know what's weird?
Gil's gonna be
shipped with every time it's happened to me. It's not the first time.
Really?
I've had multiple characters throughout my D&D career get shipped with other players' characters, and there is fan art that my artist friends always put together, and I just say, okay, that's flattering, I guess.
I don't think the group. I don't know if the group shipped it, but me and a friend of ours who played in the Strixhaven campaign. Yeah. That was fun, and we definitely shipped it a lot.
That was a whole headspace I had to get into. I enjoyed my
that was dark
Shakespearean actor moment.
That was like the insanity trope going there was
legit
pretty fun
yeah.
I feel like I had to bring you back into like reality with what Gil was saying.
When I was sitting here and we're about to do this, I had to think of myself, okay, where is my headspace when I'm playing Simon right now? The most important person has died again, and there is no body now. There is just Funny Putty on the ground. I'm making light about it, but it's just goo. It's just she is sludge.
The descriptor, oh my god, I mean, that description of like it's a melted Sheila.
No, it's just melted flesh and blood. It did not look pretty in my head. Yeah, that's why I said to myself, how do I make this disgusting it makes sense for someone having a mental break, and having a handful of your mentors like being what's left of them, and just putting it on your hair as you're trying to rip out your own skull.
Ooh, I want to draw that. I want to
trying to hold back the swirling dark emotions of what happened. Is this my fault? Is this not my fault? Why did Gil not do what I tell him to do? Why is he not so useless? Why am I here? What, like he's going through a whole spiral, and when you Billy called him back, I had to double check myself to see where he was in the headspace, because I was close to killing your character.
Yeah.
I think we all felt that.
It was about to go. I was like, is this about to happen?
Is this gonna be PvP?
I had to say to myself, okay, where's trigger happening? Where's the trigger moment? And there was no trigger moment. You were speaking facts, but you were Gil. Gil is not people. You are a wild man, legitimately. And there hasn't been a real case of Gil and Simon having a talk about you shooting first, never asking questions. you're just a wild man, and he knows that after the whole incident with the drift walkers, and now he realized I am with a flight risk and another flight risk. So when Sheila's essence are just on the ground and you are just there talking like you are not, like, in his head, you're not reading the room. I am grieving right now. And the moment you said, like, everyone's family dies, like, I just saw mine die again, almost the exact same way. And
yeah,
again, there was a moment of Simon truly considering of just sacrificing you right there, because he knows the words. The book and the ritual are right there. I was going to sacrifice you and open the portal to see if I can get her back.
So you want to know what I sent John when we both were like, all right. So my first thought was not even attack. It was Gil's going to have Runa burn the book immediately. Because he saw you were interested in the book. And he's like, if I get rid of that, nothing can happen.
And also, hopefully, they can't make any more of whatever this thing is.
That, and Simon won't be tempted to try anything.
Yeah, that was clutch, I think, in my opinion. Yes, we lost a bag of holding, but I think...
Yeah. This is when Simon and Gil were doing the rolling to see how are they really going to... Because it was honestly that, or it was trap Simon. It was to tie him up and drag him all the way back to the manor.
So Simon's headspace with Gil now. Here's the thing. Simon has, weirdly enough, a tier list of people he can trust with his back, and the party has been slowly climbing down the ladder of, like, do I trust these people with my back? And with the scenario that was playing out, at the end of the day, when you said REITHA might be in trouble, he legitimately did not give a fuck. He did not care. Like, this kid has a home. Everything's there. I don't give a fuck anymore. My one person that I care the most is gone. The fact that you're trying to lead me back to the manor where it, like, again, back to the scene of the crime, because the kid is gone. REITHA's brother is gone. Like, this, like, it's a whole mess right there. So, like, why would I go back? The only reason I went back is because I do know from what Sheila told me that if the ritual fail and he gets the power, there's going to be a shit show. And at this point, it's like, okay, take who you can and leave. So that was the only reason he went back.
Yeah, Gil was basically pulling out all the like options of, like, all right, what's going to get this guy to move? And he first one was, you're cleaning up your mess. We're going out and we're doing this right now. We need to get rid of it. That wasn't working. And he's like, all right, I'll appeal to this idiot. Yeah, remember the time you burnt my friend down? No, that's not working. All right, time to use the last resort of child.
Yeah, and it's also like, I don't think Simon is in any place to take he's not in a place to take accountability right now, because he did see all the warning signs and slipped back into nostalgia, and it is showing, like, he's lashing out because he can't take accountability of what has happened.
Again, with Sheila in the picture, he just regressed from being an adult to now he just turned back to a kid.
Yeah.
He just turned back into that young kid that just saw everyone he cared about die. And, like,
yeah, and he trusted her. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's still, like, factor of accountability there, and I don't think he's, like, the fact of Gil saying we have to clean up your mess was not, I knew it wouldn't work in that moment. When it was like, oh, no, Simon's not going to
not at all.
To that.
Not at all.
No.
So, yeah.
So with all of this in mind, and how the episode ended...
Oh,
what do you guys think is going to happen next? And where exactly are you going?
Well, we're heading west.
Yeah, we know that maybe that note was potentially from whoever Reggie's with right now, because Reggie's also going west as per the note.
Well, he's currently west. He said
he is currently west.
He's not. He's
How
already...
did he get there? Who took him there? Why isn't Lillian with him?
Yeah.
Lots of questions.
Yeah.
Well, we know he went with Roland.
Yes. And we also don't know where the rest of the Riftwalkers are. We don't know if any of the
we know where the
Silvers
Riftwalkers
survived.
are. We do know where the Riftwalkers are. They went out to go take care of some bandits, and they will be back in a week. So, what you got to do when you have a chance is let them know not to come back to the house.
But
yes,
the real question is it's not Roland and Reggie, because I received this note before all that happened.
Yeah, which makes it interesting. So maybe someone was watching.
Mm-hmm.
And took them out.
Yep.
Got them out of there.
So who the heck knows Gil that Gil doesn't know?
Yeah, because it's not Godric. We know he's dead.
Yeah. We know it's not Aelith, and we know it's not the Sage.
Definitely not. He's rooted to the ground, you might say.
But also, like, they're rooted to the ground, and that's druid shit, so they could have just spawned somewhere else in the world.
But he's specifically in that forest.
I understand, but I'm talking about the roots. Maybe just popped a little tree out and like, yo, little tree, and makes a note.
It's a little it's a little sapling sage.
Little Groot walking around doing stuff in the background.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that I know that he let us go.
Yeah, so I'm very much going to say this. Simon was not going to go. He was not going to go.
Yeah.
He was going to drag this monstrosity back to the church and attempt the stupid ritual. He doesn't care what the fuck happens anymore. He's just going to drag this thing back into the damn cave. Not cave, to the basement.
So then we bring up, I guess, the clutchest moment of all time.
I don't know about clutch.
I think it's clutch. I fucking think it's clutch. I think that book being destroyed or being sent wherever the fuck it got sent.
You sent it through the astral plane. That shit is gone.
Yeah, astral plane.
What did you have in that bag of holding?
Let me look real quick. I haven't refreshed my page yet. Not a lot, actually. Like, Simon was very paranoid of leaving everything in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
So he always had a mix of what's in the bag and what's in the regular backpack. Okay, so his bedroll is gone. His disguise, his die kit is gone. The forgery kit is gone.
Oh, fine.
His mess kit's gone. His 50 feet of rope, his thieves' tools, and his tinkerer's tools are gone.
Okay, not the worst things.
Maybe Grayson has fabricate.
Okay.
Not the worst. Honestly, not the worst thing to lose, but getting rid of the like. Gil saw Simon, and that's why I did the insight check. And he was like, he's staying. He's going to try and do something stupid. So, time to get rid of the book.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the fun part. The moment you did that, like, there's something in... I'm going to say, like, you all saw... There's something that just...
Yeah.
Shifted
your description of the eyes going from gold to slate gray was great. Yeah, but I think when Gil and REITHA rolled those insight checks against Simon, and Gil pulled that move, I just was like, I think the only thing to make Simon see sense right now is to just promise him that we can come back later.
Well, for our avid listeners, I want to say that Gil does not care what people think about him. As you can obviously tell, he's more of I'm gonna save everyone, and they can complain to me about it the whole time, but at the end of the day, they're all alive.
We need a camping episode.
Yeah. A camping episode. That's what's gonna happen, and I got no gear.
It's okay.
I got.
We'll figure some shit out.
I got extra gear.
Yeah, Gil's the mountain man.
No, I
He's
bought
that
extra gear.
Overly...
Oh yeah, they
Remember?
he literally just burned most of his money or his extra money.
Not most. I spent a good amount, but not most. I spent a good amount buying a lot of extra stuff for no reason.
Alright, well, that's pretty much all the time we have. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, follow us on Instagram at dungeondweebspod. If you want, you can follow us on Reddit at r/dungeondweebs. As always, tell your friends, tell your family. We are on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. We'll see you guys all in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good night.
Goodbye.